Hello, my name is Godwin Enoch and I'm a broadcast journalist. Yes, my friend will tell me that I am a sport administrator by accident. Listen every day of the weekday to Sports Cruise on Mainland FM. God bless you.
Sᴜᴜᴜ Wari do. Call me Coca. Baby, Wari do. Someone cannot play with you. Is that how you used to do? Okay, do. I want your Scooby do. We did it, yeah. We are work. Overwork. Pascal, I be star. Can I be friends with your sister? Don't get it twisted, I'm a mister. I'm a young man, also barista. Pascal, I be star. Can I be friends with your sister? By the time we should bring it the list out, I know my choice, man, I got shot. You want just can me, *****. I'm gonna get ATM password, baby, *****. 5K for handkerchief, I'm gonna get she give me contract,
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Sports Cruise live on Mainland 98.3 FM. Before I proceed, let me give a special shout out to superstar DJ Gabby T, our in-house DJ. One of the very best. He's been rocking some crazy selection for your listening pleasure. You're going to always run this conversation around sport, every single sport, from basketball to cricket to Formula One to swimming to football to badminton. Every single details you need. The 35th edition holding in Morocco. Yes, the final 8 is out. West Africa properly represented, Central Africa properly represented, North Africa teams that have qualified earlier on after defeating Burkina Faso by 3-0, with Manchester United Amad Diallo getting a goal and an assist in that particular game. His third goal and his second assist at the ongoing African Cup of Nations. Of course, that chart is still being topped by the former African Footballer of the Year, Nigerian superstar Ademola Lookman, with 3 goals and 4 assists already in this AFCON. We'll also look at some of the big players that have turned up when the team needs them. Diallo, Sadio Mane, Mohamed Salah, Victor Osimhen, Ademola Lookman, Alex Iwobi. We also look at Riyad Mahrez. These are guys that have brought up their A game in this African Cup of Nations. Not also forgetting Real Madrid, a superstar, and of course the big man on the show, Brahim Diaz. He's got 4 goals already in this African Cup of Nations for the host nation, Morocco. We'll talk about all of those on the show today. Saturday, the Super Eagles of Nigeria, we have a score to settle against the Desert Foxes of Algeria after they won their game yesterday. Late 119 minutes, just a minute to the end of the extra time before they knocked out DR Congo. Anything away from that quality goal. In fact, the player that scored that goal had played only 13 minutes of action in this entire African Cup of Nations for Algeria. Victory over DR Congo. We've got a score to settle against Algeria, by the way. Remember, we won them in 1980 to win our first African Cup of Nations. They also defeated us to win their first African Cup of Nations. We knocked them out en route qualifying for the 2018 World Cup. Remember, when the same of the African Cup of Nations, I can't forget that fantastic free kick by Riyad Mahrez. Of Nigeria will file out in Marrakesh on Saturday in their quest to make it to the semi-final. If possible, get to the final that will be played on the 18th of January right there in Casablanca to make it their 4th African Cup of Nations title. The last one has been a long time, 2013. Exactly. It's time for the boys to bring it home and compensate Nigerians for failing to qualify for back-to-back World Cup. So we've got so much to talk about on the show today. Big game stick about his chances at Manchester United. But of course, talks are in top gear. They settle for a permanent manager for Chelsea. Arsenal, I would hope to avenge one of the 2 losses. It is going to be an atmosphere like against Aston Villa, like against Bayern. And of course, they'll turn it up against the defending champions of the English Premier League tomorrow night. So much to talk about on the show today. You're welcome. I'm running solo tonight as my co. They call me the host with the most. It's my pleasure to have you join us. If this is the first time of tuning in, I say you're welcome. Every 6 to 7 Monday to Friday, but on Friday it becomes Yoruba exactly. So we give you Sports Cruise Monday to Thursday, and on Friday we give you the journalists in my mother tongue. Yes, they say my Yoruba is cool. Don't worry, I'm in Lagos. I have to speak it the way the people of Lagos are speaking it. But we're due for break. We need to pay some bills. When we come back, we run you through fixtures of game that were decided yesterday. Juventus also returned to winning ways after drawing their previous game at the defeated Bologna yesterday, 3-0 at Como 1907. Coached by former Arsenal, Barcelona, and Chelsea this season, time will tell they've been playing some breathtaking level of football since at the start of last season. And the event that will be in action tonight, would they be able to bounce back against Burnley? Stick around to find out more.
I'm a broadcast journalist. Yes, my friend will tell me that I am a sport administrator by accident. Listen every day of the weekday to Sports Cruise on Mainland FM. God bless you.
You're listening to Mainland 98.3 FM. The sound of Lagos.
Happy New Year, we rise again. New goals, new strength beginning. Forward always, side by side. Polaris pump before your ride.
Happy New Year from Polaris Bank, the digital bank of the year. Thank you for banking with us. May 2026 be a year of fulfilled dreams for you and your family. Begin the new year with smart, secure banking. Download Vault today on Google Play or the iOS App Store.
Imagine trying to write your dissertation on the rise of AI using a typewriter just because you love the clicking sound it makes. So why are you still holding on to that old computer when you could upgrade to something newer and better? It's time for a change. And the HP ProBook 440 14 inches G11 notebook PC is that change. The HP ProBook 440 comes pre-installed with Windows 11 and features an Intel Core Ultra 7 processor for refined performance. Its optional 14 inches touchscreen, HP fast charge, and long-lasting battery will take your experience to a whole new level. So, are you still thinking of sticking with that old, slow device? Get the HP ProBook 440 14 inches G11 notebook PC today. Available at Allied Computers Limited, 227 Ikorodu Road, Ilopeju, Lagos. For more information, send an email to info@alliedcomputers-nig.com or call 0803-407-7130 or 0903-826-3288 or visit www.alliedcomputersng.com.
This festive season, feel the pink with So Clean Pink Powder Detergent. 2 times perfume. Soft on clothes. Here's to freshness that stays with you, even after the celebration ends.
Are you looking for admission into a top institution for the 2025-2026 academic year? Good news for you!
The Broadcast Art Institute's ND Ikorodu, Lagos is offering you the opportunity to study for the National Diploma in Mass Communication and Multimedia Technology. If you scored 100 and above in your UTME and have 5 relevant O-level credits, you're qualified.
Hurry to the JAM portal and change your institution to Broadcast Art Institute ND Ikorodu, Lagos and secure your admission.
BAI is accredited by the National Board for Technical Education (NBTE). Hostel facilities available on request.
For further details, visit our office, Treasure Island Estate, opposite NMPC Fueling Station, Bayeko Road, Igbogbo, Ikorodu, Lagos, or visit our website at www.bai.edu.ng or call 0806-149-9992 or 0807-446-5676.
The Broadcast Art Institute's ND, it's Nigeria's topmost learning facility.
Happy New Year, we rise again. New goals, new strength
From Polaris Bank, the digital bank of the year. Thank you for banking with us. May 2026 be a year of fulfilled dreams for you and your family. Begin the new year with smart, secure banking. Download Vault today on Google Play or the iOS App Store.
Imagine trying to write your dissertation on the rise of AI using a typewriter just because you love the clicking sound it makes. So why are you still holding on to that old computer when you could upgrade to something newer and better? It's time for a change. And the HP EliteBook 840 Windows 11 G11 notebook PC is that performance. Its optional 14 inches touchscreen, HP fast charge, and long-lasting battery will take your experience to a whole new level. So, are you still thinking of sticking with that old slow device? Get the HP EliteBook 840 Windows 11 G11 notebook PC today. Available at Allied Computers Limited, 227 Ikorodu Road, Ilupeju, Lagos. For more information, send an email to info@alliedcomputers-nig.com or call 0803-407-7130 or 0903-826-3288 or visit www.alliedcomputersng.com.
Oh, yes! He done it! That's astonishing. It's absolutely world class.
This is not your regular sports show. This is Sport Cruise, only on Mainland 98.3 FM, the sound of Lagos. From hot transfer gist to Champions League drama, from Niger football madness to global sport cruise, we bring the vibes, the analysis, and pure football fire.
On your marks, get set, go! Iguodala to Curry, back to Iguodala, up for the layup. Oh, blocked by James. LeBron James with the rejection.
No long talk. This is where sports meets swagger. No boring breakdowns, just pure energy, passion, and premium banter with your favorite crew on deck every week. Sport Cruise, where sports meets vibe.
That is a princely strike from John Duran. Open now.
I want to dance. I want to party. Body, 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 body. Baby, move your body, 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 body. Make it day one side, make it just stay rock, make it just stay traboski. Our bodies touch, my money is long, Follow me after the party to where you belong. I want to show you what you never seen before. I want to do what I never do before. I want to dance. I want to dance. I want to party. Body, 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 no send anybody.
Of course, ladies and gentlemen, 4 Western African sides have qualified for the final 8 of the ongoing African Cup of Nations in Morocco. And we have Senegal, we have Mali, we have Nigeria, and of course the defender, and we have Egypt. So we have 8 teams now good to go for the final African Cup of Nations right there in Morocco. So we have Senegal, we have Mali, of course we have the defending champions. The surprise cruising, 3 goals and 2 assists from match past Burkina Faso by 3 goals to nothing to book their place in the final 8.
Hush not, child, by and by. Just move on up toward your destination.
English Premier League actions are tonight by 8:30. AFC Bournemouth would host a struggling Tottenham Hotspur Of course, Brentford at the GTEC Communication started despite losing 6 of their players at the new Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Tonight, they'll be away at the GTEC Community Stadium against a very 7th position. Talking about Brentford. Crystal Palace at Selhurst Park will host Aston Villa. Well, they were on 11 games winning streak until Arsenal punctured it with that emphatic 4-1 victory at the Emirates Stadium, but they bounced back. At the Crystal Palace tonight at 8:30, and Everton at the Hill Dixon Stadium, 4-star victory over West Ham United. It's not the best of times against Wolves. And yesterday on the Tuesday night football Nottingham Forest equalized, and then they got a late penalty. Dos Esperados in against his 2 former employers. They would host Wolves. Like I said, Wolves have picked up 4 points from the available 6 in their last 2 games after going 12 matches without neither a win or a draw. Well, they picked up their first point in 13 matches at Manchester United, that 1-1 draw, and they got their first win in 20 games over Nottingham Forest. At Craven Cottage, they are not even missing their 3 Nigerian players at all, and they've also been celebrating those guys. In fact, when we defeated Mozambique, they posted and of course Calvin Bassey. So they would host Chelsea. We'll talk about Chelsea to Old Fulham, and that's a London derby. Manchester City at the Etihad Stadium failed to beat a managerless Chelsea. They didn't have Fofana, they didn't have Caicedo, and Manchester City still couldn't beat them at the Etihad Stadium. Late equalizer from Enzo Fernandez team in the Premier League at the Etihad Stadium. Manchester City are having injury crisis at the moment. I'm sure they'll go to the transfer window and pick up a couple of players. Manchester United with Darren Fletcher at the end of affairs after they sacked their manager Ruben Amorim. Well, they will travel to Tᴏ to play against a Burnley that have won only 2 games at home there at Tᴏ. Talking about Burnley, that game will be by 9:15. And the last game for tonight at the St. James Park, Newcastle United would host Daniel Farke's Leeds United by 9:15. By the way, Leeds are unbeaten in the last 7 matches. They've got 2 wins in the last 7 matches. They've got 2 wins and 5 draws in that process. They are also trying to see how they will stay up and not get relegated. But this is their longest winning streak in the last 12 years in the Premier League. Thus, in and out, they've been relegated, coming back, but this is the first time in 12 seasons. And rather, there is at the Spanish Super Cup, Barcelona, the Spotify Camp Nou host Atalanta as defending champions. Napoli, they won their game 2 goals. Matteo Guendouzi, former Arsenal midfielder and Lazio star, has also signed by 8:45, and Parma for the has sent words of appreciation to his players for picking up good results so far at the African Cup of Nations, but added that the need for them to keep on improving and getting better and staying focused. It was reported that the Franco-Malian gaffer appeared relaxed heading into Saturdays. My job is to think about the identity of the nation and the image of the great country Nigeria. I work on my games project, and we have to say thank you to the players for adapting well to my game pitch, and they give the answers every day. Chell continued by stressing that the mission of winning AFCON is a joint task that has to be faced by everyone connected to the squad: players, technical crew, backroom staff, and Football Federation officials. He stated, after every game, my job is to analyze how it went and then try to improve. And this is not a question of only me. It is a collective response to continue to maintain good behavior in camp and on the pitch, which he believes is the right approach that could help them overcome distractions for each game. He says, and I quote, "We have to commend the players' behavior so far. We have a plan together, and the most important thing is how they face every single as they come and improve every day. The goal is to take a child." Of course, the quarterfinal lineup for the African Cup of Nations in Morocco 2026 is now clear following our continent's greatest tournament, according to reports. Sealed their place in the last 8. The win set up a quarterfinal against 3 times as Victor Osimhen scored twice to send the Super Eagles through. Senegal, Mali host Morocco, Cameroon, Egypt, as Ivory Coast also defeated Burkina Faso 3-0 to secure their place in the final 8 in Marrakesh. Ivory Coast will now face Egypt in a highly anticipated quarterfinal clash on Saturday in Agadir as they continue to bid for back-to-back AFCON titles. Goals from Amad Diallo, posed and clinical performance to underline their title credentials. Now the teams that have qualified for the final 8 include Senegal, Mali, Morocco, Egypt, Cameroon, Nigeria, Algeria, and Ivory Coast. Mali and Senegal will play on Friday, the 9th of January at the Grand Stadium Friday by 9 p.m. at the Prince Moulay Abdullah Stadium in Rabat. Country on the continent of Africa would host the defending champions Ivory game. Ivory Coast and Egypt will be at the Quadbat CB Ibrahim. Al Ali and on Saturday in Marrakesh in Morocco, the ex-Manchester City star played 70 minutes at the State Prince Mulhadi El Hassan last night to secure the quarterfinal belt. A super sub Adil Bulbani, who has gotten only 13 minutes of action in this African Cup of Nations, took the fixtures by the neck and scored a belter to win the game for Algeria in the 119th minute. 2019 semi-final clash, which the Desert Foxes of Algeria won. The game in Cairo ended bitterly for Nigeria to avenge the 2019 loss of the Congo. If the scale were tilted on one side, it was us. Talking about the former Leicester solid. We haven't considered many opportunities in this AFCON, and we still know we have players who can make the difference. Nigeria, we know them. The game will not be easy. A free kick at the last minute again. We see anything is possible. Desert Foxes in the quarterfinal of the African Cup of Nations with the game to kick off at 5 p.m. Of course, the coach of Algeria is also talking to Vladimir Petkovic, has expressed his eagerness to face Nigeria in the quarterfinal of the 2025 African Cup of Nations. However, they had to wait till Tuesday evening to discover their opponent as a courtesy of a 119-minute strike from on Saturday. The man promises to be one of the tournament's most interesting encounters, as both sides have been amongst the best performing teams in Morocco so far. Both teams finished at the top of their respective groups and have maintained high standard throughout the competition. Statistically, this is a little bit of a contrasting strength. The Super Eagles boast of the tournament's most prolific attack, having scored 12 goals in 4 matches, while Algeria possesses the most meanest defense, having conceded just once in this won their game with relative ease compared to Algeria that went the extra time until they won the game. And also the Fences Foxes 120-minute battle against DR Congo could impact Eagles of Nigeria. We'll start preparing for the game against Nigeria now by focusing on our strength. I like this kind of matches because they demand hard work and intensity against teams that are at the 5th minute sealed victory for Algeria. However, a lot has happened since then. Both teams have also changed in terms of players and coaches. As it is difficult to separate both teams that their team run out the win on Saturday.
Every day of the weekday to Sports Cruise on Mainland FM. God bless you.
As Nigeria continue their march through the African Cup of Nations, despite swirling report following Victor Osimhen's heated confrontation with the officials of the Nigerian Football Federation confirmed earlier today that any disagreement between Osimhen and Lookman has been resolved, with the squad now fully aligned at the squad on Tuesday evening. There was no visible tension between the Galatasaray. Reports that Osimhen are threatening to leave the camp in Morocco were firmly dismissed. The incident that sparked the storm occurred during the 4-0 victory. Players, some of whom attempted to calm him down. Osimhen later asked to be substituted and left the dressing room visibly upset. But Nigerian media officer promised that Foge played down the issue yesterday. The primary reason that suggests otherwise. Behind the scene, personally, a final preparation for the Sunday clash. With the camp steady one with them on Saturday in Marrakesh. Nigeria and Algeria are the only two teams in AFCON with a perfect record of 4 wins out of 4 matches, but it is Nigeria who arrived with tournament in a more devastating attack. The Super Eagles have scored 12 goals in 4 matches, the joint highest tally in tournament. The numbers reflect a front line. Lookman leads the chart with 3 goals and 4 assists. Osimhen has 3 goals and 1 assist midfield against Uganda. The Desert Warriors have conceded just once in the 4 matches and boast of one of the tightest defense in the tournament. Recovery session yesterday with the 26 players present, except Ryan Alebiosu continues his rehabilitation, while Series Desert has returned to his club yet on Saturday.
This is not your regular sports show. This is Sport Cruise, only on Mainland Madness to Global Sport Cruise. We bring the
Iguodala to Curry, back to Iguodala, up for the layup.
no boring breakdowns, just meets vibe.
That is a princely strike from John Duran. Open mouth or
English.
Viewers, apologize. I'm continue.
Listeners, apologize and let me continue. Teams perform after the exit of a divisive manager. Plenty of eyes in Tᴏɪᴛᴛ tonight as one of the 2 left kickoffs on Wednesday evening, with Manchester United returning to action. Ryan Fletcher has been appointed as United interim boss.
Manchester United
Appointed as United's interim boss, perhaps is an interim to an interim boss, because in the next couple of days there are reports that former Manchester United striker and manager Ole Gunnar Solskjaer could come back and be in charge till the end of the season. In truth, Fletcher's options are limited given the list of absentees at United. He cannot even make the statement move of recalling Kobe Mino with him out also injured. But any kind of response to Amorim's departure, positive or negative, will bring some intrigues and a big conversation. For Burnley, a club that now appears to be enduring rather than enjoying their Premier League status, this has to be regarded as an opportunity. Scott Parker did not look like what he saw at Brighton last season, but United under the lights can touching distance of the teams above them, but the turnaround would have to come quickly. Could it be tonight? Brazilian forward Neymar, the 33-year-old who returned to his boyhood club in January 2025, has not represented a 5-time world champion since 2023 amid his struggles with injuries. The former Barcelona and PSG stand right now. Neymar is also pushing for a slot in the FIFA World Cup. He then had a surgery on his left knee to repair a damaged meniscus. Santos is my place. I'm at home, Neymar said in a video posted on the club's social media. He told the fans, "It is with you that I want to achieve the dreams that are still missing." Okay. He also told the fans 79 goals must be fully fit to earn a recall to the 5-time world champion. Neymar spent 1 year after he ruptured his anterior cruciate ligament, the ACL, in October 2023. He was due to make his return to the national team last year after a 17-month absence, but was forced to withdraw from the squad with a muscle injury. Brazil will face Scotland, Morocco, and Haiti in Group C at the World Cup, which begins on the 11th of... Move on up. FM, and this is Sports Cruise 6 to 7 p.m. every Monday to Friday, but of course the Friday edition would come in Yoruba. That's a new twist as Milan FM transition intense and deep sport analysis on Friday 6 to 7 p.m. Michael Carrick and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer have emerged as the front runners to become Manchester United caretaker manager until the end of the season. And the former players have both previously managed United very briefly as caretaker in Carrick's case and are set to have a face-to-face talks with the club's leadership later tomorrow. It is not out of the question the pair could also work together because Carrick was a significant part of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's coaching team when he replaced Jose Mourinho at Old Trafford in 2018. Darren Fletcher's United current under-18 coach who has also been spoken to about the job would continue as interim manager until the caretaker is appointed. Former midfielder recruitment process would resume. Ruud van Nistelrooy, the ex-United striker, is also believed to be a contender. Ruben Amorim was sacked on Monday after a turbulent 14 months in charge. United plan on naming a permanent successor for Amorim in the summer. One player has told reporters that it felt it was possible the role could be shared amongst more than one contender, or that Fletcher could even stay in the job in 2018, and he subsequently became the full-time manager for 3 years before he was also sacked in November 2021. Carrick had a 3-game stint temporarily after Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's dismissal before he also left the club in December 2021. The former English backed by the Turkish club Beşiktaş in August. Crystal Palace manager Oliver Glasner and former Brighton boss Roberto De Zerbi, now at Marseille, are understood to be early contenders for the full-time job. Oliver Glasner, who won the FA Cup with the Eagles, that's Crystal Palace last season, was asked about the link during the news conference. Algeria if the outstanding winning bonuses are not paid. It's been reported that the players had a meeting earlier. Well, I hope we're not back to the same problem again. I hope we're not back to the same issue that denied us the chance to go to the World Cup in the playoffs when we refused to train on the eve of a very important game, even though we went solid goals, 12 goals already in this tournament, 4 wins out of 4. I don't think these guys should be asking for their monies again. I think they should be paid outrightly. But let's open the phone line. Let's ongoing African Cup of Nations 2-1 victory over the Taifa Stars of Tanzania. 3-2 victory, of course, over the Carthage Eagles of Tunisia. 3-1 Algeria, one of the best teams in this tournament so far, conceded only 1 goal. But the Super Eagles of Nigeria have scored the highest number of goals in this tournament with 12. It looks like we're good enough. It's going to be attack versus defense. Let's see who comes out best. It's 0913-600-0410. You're live on Sports Cruise. Good evening to you. Welcome to the show. Talon Jabe. Okay, you didn't call the wrong number. I just responded to your band Super Eagles team bonus. I pray the Super Eagles player play with determination and motivation on Saturday. That is Dami from Mowe. Hello, good evening to you.
Good evening. Hello.
Ooh.
For Super Eagles to boycott whatever training, we are in this cruise.
Oh, I'm struggling to hear you. But if you said it's not the time for that, that's the question. You can't. I'm still going to take the same position I took the last time out. You can't beat me and tell me when to cry. Hello, good evening. Welcome to Sports Cruise.
Hello, good evening.
Good to have you join us. Your name and where you calling from?
My name is C쏘ᴛᴏᴛ calling from Ibadan. Super Eagles defense, so they may do maramara against Algeria.
But we feel Algeria can score 3 and we score 5. No wala.
They hold down for hand.
No worry, relax. The Super Eagles go win this AFCON. Okay. Akwa Adams, the mom has been discharged. She's in Morocco, and Akwa Adams had also returned to camp.
Goodbye.
Thank you very much. 0913-600-0410. You're live on Sports Cruise on Mainland 98.3 FM every Monday to Friday from 6 to 7 p.m. Michael.
Hello, Okwe.
My Oga, good to have you join us.
Good evening. This is Michael.
You're welcome, Michael.
Sorry for yesterday. And then where is Agbatomi?
What happened yesterday?
Don't worry, just leave that. I'm just saying that. And then see, Okwe, I don't understand what is going on. This Nigeria of a thing of hearing of boycott at this point. Kill NFF fellow Nigeria. I don't know. This thing is getting too tired. I don't understand it. Is it this time? Some guys, they were hurting, they were trying, they were doing everything. It is well. I I don't know what to say about this.
I'm sure they'll resolve it. I really hope they do, because it won't even make any sense whatsoever if we decide to sabotage ourselves. The host with the most, you're live on radio.
The Sultan MC.
Good to have you join us. Your name and where you calling from?
I greet you, ESP Dampi from Igondo.
Dampi, good to have you join us.
Airport swing. God does not play football, like I always say. I don't believe in those fanatics. Well, the problem between Osimhen is that it's like he not say anything wrong in what he said, but he should have controlled it. And we really need Osimhen. If Osimhen is not there, that guy used to ginger everybody.
I'm telling you.
He's a good one, but he should be taught how to control his tempo. I wish them well. I know the game is not going to be easy. If they like, let them set us with all Northern Africans. I believe this is a good time for Nigeria to win this AFCON. That is because they are complete. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Dampi. You can pick one more call before we leave the show. 09136000410. At the Super Eagles of Nigeria would play Algeria on Saturday at 5 p.m. Hello, good evening. Welcome to Mainland FM.
Hello, good evening.
Good to have you join us. Your name and where you calling from?
My name is Olasheni. I'm calling from Cığıɪ.
Mr. Olasheni, good to have you join us.
Same here. Yes, I want to talk about Osimhen. I think we are blaming Osimhen's issue out of proportion. When we look at him, even when he's used to that, but nevertheless, we still need to work on that anger management. And second thing I want to say is this, our Super Eagles. I understand that it's not good for NFF to be. Who among those boys' lives depend on that money? They already have enough. Are you getting it? They should not toy with our emotions. They know this is the only thing that unites us together.
Well, they shouldn't toy with our emotions. The NFF should not toy with their monies as well. It's as simple as that.
I agree with you, but most of them, their life does not depend on that money. They already have enough. It's not as if I'm supporting the NFF.
I understand.
It's not the time to do this for us. Stylishly, that's why we lost the ticket of the 2026 World Cup.
Thank you.
Anyway, last week, has Tiva said anything concerning NFF?
I've told the people to bury that expectations. People don't used to hear what. We should not even carry this thing to 2026. We have to go. We'll be back tomorrow. Gospel in our life, Thursday edition of Sports Cruise on Mainland 98.3 FM. Agbatom is going to be back on the show as well. If you're kind enough, you call me the Sultan of MC. I return tomorrow, same time, 6 p.m., same station. You're super at Mainland 98.3 FM Sports Cruise. Next stop is Global Class Stars. And today is Wednesday, so by 8 p.m., you join your girls for shenanigans on radio. Stay safe and keep your dial locked only on Mainland 98.3 FM because we are the sound of Lagos.